Hey everybody, Moto Poet here. Well, this week won't be as long as it usually is because I do some volunteer work at the Tehachapi Depot Museum a couple days a month, and I was up there Saturday and I forgot to put my team together and do that this week. I didn't pay for any mulligans, so I don't have a mulligan, and it wouldn't have helped me much anyway because the riders I had last week didn't do very good this week either. Matter of fact, most of them did worse. So, que sera, sera. The racing at Minneapolis, the 250 class, not much going on there. Jet Lawrence smoked everyone. He smoked everyone. He didn't win by a minute or anything, but no one had anything for him. Finally got to see Austin Fortner back up towards the front. I like Austin Fortner. He's a tough competitor. He's just had some really bad luck the last few years, and I hope that this is a sign of things to come for him, these podiums and possibly even a win. But he's going to have to step up, as is everyone else, if they want to beat Jet Lawrence. Lawrence is going to have some bad luck not to win this thing out. The kid's, he's phenomenal. Cameron Mcadoo, always good to see him do well. He's always been one of those always fast but kind of inconsistent. And the wreck he had last year, was it Atlanta? That he had that wreck where he got hooked up, his foot got hooked up in the bike, and oh my God! And the guy got up and walked away from it. Oh man, what a stud! Jeremy Martin finished fourth. And I actually expected Jeremy Martin to come out swinging a little harder. He's perfectly capable of it, but in his absence, these other guys have gotten faster. Jeremy didn't do badly. He was riding well. His lap times were good and comparable with the leaders, but you can't pass people when your lap times are only comparable. So you got to step it up to make that happen, and he didn't. And I love Jeremy Martin. I've always been a big fan of his, and I'd like to see him get a better start and get up there in the front and see if he can mix it up with Lawrence. RJ Hampshire finished fifth, and RJ's one of those other guys that sometimes he's so fast it's just unbelievable. And again, he was riding just fine at Minneapolis, but just fine isn't going to cut it when the field is as deep as it is. It's obvious that this is a deep field, and the parity is there. If certain riders can get better starts, maybe they can challenge Jet Lawrence. If they can see the leader, sometimes that puts a little motivation in you to step it up a notch to see if you can catch him. Pierce Brown finished sixth, and I thought, oh man, that'd be a good pick for my team next week, which it will be. He's I don't have the handicaps written down here. I looked him up. But, let's see right here. He is a 4 handicap. So that's a good handicap. But he's also an all-star. I didn't think he would be an all-star, but he is. So I wouldn't get double points if he scored well. But anyway, Styles Robertson finished 6th. Hometown boy, Bakersfield boy. Always like to see the hometown boys do well. It's a shame Jet Reynolds was injured and not able to start the season, so I was really looking forward to seeing him. Everybody says he's even faster than Robertson, so we'll see how that works out. I hope he heals quickly and gets back to racing. In the 450 class, Chase Sexton, no one had anything for him. He was just flying. He had that terrible crash with essentially with 2 laps to go. 0 time on the clock, and knocked himself silly. The last I heard, he was under concussion protocols, but I saw a little piece on YouTube on, Pulp MX or one of the channels on there, where he's on his bicycle again. He's training, and this was Wednesday. So hopefully he won't miss any time, but if he does, it will probably only be 1 week. Cooper Webb on the podium again after some really lackluster performances. He looked good. He got the whole shot. It didn't take Sexton long to get around him. Finished second after Chase Sexton's accident. Marvin Muskin is the most consistent. Also ran in the field. He's doing very well. acquitting himself nicely in his final season. Malcolm Stewart finished fourth. Another just missed it by that much for the podium for Malcolm, but he's riding well. He had that little tip over towards the end of the race, or he would have certainly have finished on the podium. Part of winning, as I've said, is staying on two wheels. Justin Barcia had another good race, fifth. I know that's not what he's looking for, but he's keeping himself, he's keeping his name up there. I don't know exactly how far out of the points he is now, but you never know what might happen. It's made itself obvious so far in the 450 class this season. You got people going out. Tomac had that fluke little collision with Ferrandis. It caused him to go down, and he made up a lot of those positions, but not enough. Roczen had another so-so race, and I don't want to bag on the poor guy because I'm a big fan, but as I've said before, I just think he's lost his edge. I think the window of opportunity for him to take a title, or really maybe even get any more wins, is closing. On top of Sexton's, we don't know if his injury. Jason Wiegand said that he talked to the Honda people after the race, and Sexton's condition was extremely pissed. And you could see, if you watch the race, you could see him trying to wave off the guys, get their hands off of him when they were trying to get him walked back to the pits. And Max Anstey went down, broke some upper ribs. One's way up here. He said he didn't know you had ribs up that high. But he also had a partially collapsed lung, and he said he had air around his heart. That's not good. But those conditions have righted themselves, and now he just has to recover from those ribs. And with him being up, so I've had broken ribs a couple of times, and oh my gosh, they're so painful. But having them up this high would have, he's not going to be able to use his shoulder or have any strength to hold on. When they're down here, at least you can tape them up. I've always injured mine down lower, and you can tape them up, and I don't know, they're okay. They hurt, but they're okay. But up here, any movement your shoulder makes is going to affect those. So I hope he gets better. He's obviously going to miss a few rounds, but what a likable guy. One of those guys that his character is just awesome, and I love listening to his interviews, and I love listening to him just yak, and cool guy. Hope he gets better quickly. Ferrandis, as I said, he and Tomac got into a little entanglement, and Tomac went down, but he came back to sixth. I think Tomac was in 13th or 14th or something, maybe even further back than that. After that, Ferrandis only lost a couple of positions. He didn't fall, so he didn't lose him, but Tomac came back past him. Ferrandis ended up finishing 9th. Vince Friese, while the West Coast is on hiatus, is racing 450s over here, and he finished 12th, and found out a couple of times that the guys in this class are not gonna put up with his tactics. He got punted a couple of times, but he still made a good showing of himself, and good for Vince. Roczen finished 8th, and as I said, I don't know, a lot of speculation about his contract's up this year, so there's a lot of speculation about what might happen to him at Honda. Honda wants to win races, and Roczen's not getting it done. So we'll see if they keep him on for name recognition and popularity, or if they give him the boot and bring up one of these younger guys that's got the bones to do this. All right, at Arlington, my tentative picks for the 250 class are Jet Lawrence, Jeremy Martin, Pierce Brown, and Cameron Mcadoo. It's a Triple Crown format. If it was just a regular main event type race, I would have made one of my picks Styles Robertson, because I like to do the hometown boys, but I don't. He's coming back from an injury. He says the injury's okay and he's doing better, but he's having to race his way back into shape, and I don't know that the Triple Crown format is the venue to try to get back in shape and do well. So I'm not going to pick Styles this week. I think all those guys have the chops, especially Jeremy Martin, to do well in the Triple Crown format. My 450 riders are Jason Anderson, Marvin Muskin, Chase Sexton, and Cooper Webb. Sexton, Muskin, and Webb. Well, Sexton and Webb are 5 handicaps. Muskin is a 4. Anderson's only a 1, but man, Jason is flying. I think If Sexton races, I don't know. I'm counting on his handicap. He could come back and smoke everybody. I don't know. But he does have a 5 handicap, so he doesn't have to win to get me some points. Neither do any of the other guys except Anderson. Anderson can finish second to get me those points, but Anderson he's hot. So's Tomac. But I don't want to pick all the big riders every week. I want to be able to pick one of the guys that I really think can win every week, and not use all of them up in one week, because as you've heard me say before, you can't pick the same riders in successive weeks. All right, what did you think about Minneapolis, and what do you think about Arlington coming up? Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email, motorpoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. We'll see you all later.